The New York Giants had a busy first round in the draft. Of course, taking possibly the best player in the draft in ABDUL and trading back up into the end of the first to take JAXSON out of Ole Miss. Hopefully their quarterback of the future. So today, we are gonna see what the future could look like for this Giants team if and when JAXSON becomes the starter. And we are also, of course, gonna see if we can fix the rest of this team, because this is still not a great roster, at least at some pretty important positions. And of course, our goal today is to see if we can get this team a Super Bowl win and turn it into the highest overall team in the league from only a 79. So this is gonna be a challenge, but I want to get into this. I have something kind of important to say, but be sure to leave a like on the video. As always, I would very much appreciate it. It helps out the channel, even though it sounds weird. And if this video can get to, I'm gonna say 2,500 likes. I feel like, you know, we've hit that kind of recently. If this video gets to that, it'll let me know y'all want to see whatever the most liked comment on this video is. So let me know down in the comments what team you would want to see me do a rebuild of that took an interesting player last night. So be sure to go down and like any interesting comments. I'll give you a shout out if, you know, you do end up with the most liked comment, I guess. But I'm really curious what y'all want to see, so let me know in the comments and like any good suggestions. But very last thing, just be sure to subscribe because I'm gonna have a ton of fun rebuilds coming up really soon, all draft related. I might even throw in some goofy ones just for fun. But all right, let's get into this rebuild. We are obviously going to start Russell Wilson for this first year. I don't think JAXSON is going to win the starting job as a rookie. I mean, you never know, but I think the plan obviously is for him to sit for at least a year, learn behind Russ and Jameis, I guess. Don't know if you necessarily want to learn behind Jameis, but at least Russ. And then I'll probably start him next season. I'm assuming that's the plan. And you know, for Brian Dable, Joe Shane, I do think it is a good decision because it gives them the excuse like, hey, you can't fire us because you haven't seen what we could do with JAXSON yet. You know what I mean? Like, it gives them an extra year of job security because it would be weird to fire him without even giving the quarterback they drafted a chance. I've seen a lot of people not like it. Overall, I think it's fine. I mean, I get it. But all right, enough yapping. I'm curious to see how this team does with Russell Wilson. We might be kind of terrible, but we'll see. Okay, I don't know how, but we are 6-1 at the midseason. I debated going just fully through this year because, I mean, there's a lot of work to do with this team. I didn't think we would do well, but I forgot we're the Giants in Madden, and Madden loves the Giants. Russ has 13 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions. Do we have to extend him? I wanted to start Dart next year, but, like, how can I justify that? Even Tyrone Tracy, I thought he would have, like, 2.9 yards per carry in Madden. Even the line isn't doing that bad. Dexter Lawrence already has 10 sacks. Oh yeah, we're probably going to trade Brian Burns at some point. You'd think, you know, Kayvon Thibodeau would make more sense to trade. Brian Burns in Madden is horrible. I don't know why. Maybe he can break that here. We'll see, but I don't want to trade him, but we'll just have to see. No promises. Overall, though, our numbers aren't that good for a 6-1 team. We're 11th on offense, 24th for pass game, and we're 7th for defense points allowed per game. So I'm surprised we're 6-1, but I guess we'll take it. But all right, nothing else really for us to do here, so let's get to the end of the season and we'll see what happens. But okay, we end up going 10-7 and we make the playoffs in year 1. I mean, that's the goal for the Giants this year. I don't know that they have enough roster talent for that, but I mean, who knows? Let's check out our stats though. Russell Wilson definitely cooled off a little bit in the second half of the year, as did the team, kinda. I mean, the team debatably got better. It looked like our stats were better, just worse record, but good year for us. Tyrone Tracy hit almost 1,100 yards despite only getting 3.7 per carry, 11 touchdowns. I guess he could be the future. Went up to an 83. I usually move on from him in Madden because he's always horrible in Madden, but he was okay here. But Neighbors, almost 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, almost 900 for Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson wins like Offensive Player of the Year sometimes in Madden. I don't think that's going to happen here because we'll use Neighbors more, but just want to point that out. For blocking, everyone did well other than Illuminor wasn't great, so I mean, that works out pretty well for us. I know what we're going to do this offseason. But Okereke, 116 16 tackles, TFLs 11 for Lawrence, and sacks. I guess never mind what I said about Brian Burns. Dexter Lawrence gets 19.5 sacks, 12.5 for Brian Burns, only 7 for Carter. If he stays healthy, I definitely think he'll get a lot more than that, especially in this situation with how many good players are around him. I think he also might get something like 12.5, but who knows? But interceptions, that was our issue on defense. 3 for Phillips, 2 for Adebo, and 1 for Flott, and that's it. None for Newbin, none for Holland. Holland had a really, really bad year. At least the pass rush was good. That makes up for it. But MVP goes to Josh Allen. At least it wasn't a division rival, Mac Jones on the Colts for some reason. Up there for MVP. Did they trade for him from the 49ers? I don't know. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Offensive Player of the Year, Ray McLeod at 4. What are we doing? Already. Aiden Hutchinson wins Defensive Player of the Year, Lawrence at 2. That sucks. But at least he was up there. That's cool. But Malik Neighbors, I guess, technically wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who was the first actual rookie? Were there none? I mean, you can't change players away from being rookies in Madden, unfortunately. Well, I guess you can in franchise, but to do that in every single franchise I do would be a little bit insane. As I create more rookies in my rosters, there should be more actual rookies up here, though. But let's see. Defensive Rookie of the Year looks like it goes to Walter Nolan. Abdul Carter at 2. That sucks. Oh yeah, I thought about doing a draft grades video on the second channel. Let me know if y'all would want to see that. Be sure to subscribe to the second channel if you haven't already. Link in the description. I'm thinking about doing draft stuff on there, or at least one draft grades video for the first round. But all right, obviously we are in the playoffs. Do we deserve it? It's definitely debatable. Our offense really wasn't all that good, just our defense carried us, which is fair. Our defense is a lot better than the offense. But I don't necessarily know why the offense was bad. All the numbers were pretty good. I guess just nobody was insane or anything. But all right, not gonna make too big of a deal of the playoffs here because it is only year 1, but let's see if we can beat the Packers. We shouldn't be able to be fair. We don't. Okay, at least it was a close game. Let's get into the actual rebuild of this rebuild, and let's see what we want to do in the offseason. But we had a Chargers-Lions Super Bowl. Just to be clear, I haven't made either of their first-round picks in my rosters yet, so they do that without Omarion Hampton and Tyleek Williams, but it looks like the Chargers do get their first ever Super Bowl win. But all right, for re-signings, oh, we have the 5th year for Thibodeau. Have the Giants already picked that up? Oh, they just did literally yesterday. Okay, cool. But Russell Wilson had a really good start to the year, definitely cooled off. I don't know why he's wearing number 7, but we'll let him go. We'll give Jackson Dart his chance. Not gonna pick up the 5th year for Evan Neal. Hot take, I do think if Evan Neal gets a chance at guard, he could be okay. Just is way too clunky for tackle, has no foot speed. Honestly, kind of seems like he's not trying on some plays, but guard, I feel like he would be a little better, but I'm not gonna be the one to do that here. Although we will be losing Greg Van Roten. He's 35. I guess probably would be 36 by this point in real life, but I'm gonna let him go. Let's get into free agency. I don't think we're gonna be doing too much because usually year 1 in free agency in Madden isn't great. But let me see. I want to sign somebody. Why is Jalen Mayfield a 74? Did he start? He started for the Colts. Wasn't he a Giants? He was on the Giants at one point, right? Yeah, but he hasn't played since 2023. I'm surprised he's still even in Madden, but sure. God, I don't think there's really anyone I want. Everyone is either old or not good. You know what? Maybe this is weird, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything here. I have a plan for the draft. Free agency doesn't really help us, so we'll just sit it out and wait for free agency to be much better in the next couple years. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 22. It's still the same 3 teams in the top. I guess that was the top 4 technically, but 3 of the 4 teams still pick in the top 4 here. I guess we're the outlier, but I might trade down this year. I rarely trade down in the first in Madden unless there's someone okay, maybe not. I was gonna say unless there's someone I really want, and we might have found someone I really want. The problem is we cannot afford to trade up. So if Trap isn't there at 22, then that's just unlucky. Is he? I think he is. He is still available. Okay, that's a pretty easy pick. I'm sure there are also good safeties. We don't really need a safety on paper, but our safeties were kind of terrible. So let's just go with Alani Trap out of Wisconsin. Ran a 4.92 at 330 pounds. All right. I don't know if he's going to be like a super high top 5 talent, but I mean, he looks pretty good. Never mind, rank 2. I thought he'd be more like 4, but we'll take that. But all right, round 2, I'm thinking D-line here. That was my focus position. Is there anyone good left? Ooh. Okay, Rick Lippett. First to second round talent, but he's only 278. There is also Braden Greenwood. He's a better scheme fit, but I mean, Lippitt's the better player. You're in a 4.74. Honestly, his ratings aren't all that good, just has good power moves. That's pretty much it. I mean, he's a good tackler. He is strong enough. I might bulk him up a little bit, but I think he's gonna be the pick here. 6'4", 278, only 22 years old, left-handed, just like me for real, out of NC State, sure. Ranked 34, I'm gonna guess normal dev, but he does have hidden. Okay, cool. That's a pretty good pick. This D-line is gonna be terrifying. But of course, no third. In the fourth, I don't know if there's gonna be anyone great left, but let me look for a receiver. You can usually find a pretty good receiver in this range. Ooh, Eric Escobar. Great agility. He's not supposed to get drafted at all, but I mean, he looks pretty good. I could also see if there's like a, that's weird, Will Johnson, but I could see if there's a good slot receiver. Ooh, hold on, Mike Grimes. There's some pretty good receivers. I'm actually gonna go with a blocking tight end though. I forgot we kind of need a tight end. Let's go Tom McLeod out of Kentucky. Ranked 76, hidden dev. Let's hope for X Factor. And you know what? I'm curious about Mike Grimes. He might be bad because he doesn't have any good ratings, but he's an insane athlete. Well, he's not that fast, but elite agility, elite acceleration. We'll see. He's 6'6", ranked 94, normal dev, but not bad. I don't know what type of player he's supposed to be at 6'6", but sure. But okay, here's how we did in our first draft. Alani Trapp, 81 overall, obviously an immediate starter. I guess we'll put him at left guard. I don't know, Runyon was pretty good at left. We'll start him at right, but if either of them are bad, we'll flip them probably. But Lippitt, 75 overall. Like I said, I might bulk him up a little bit to at least like 288, maybe change some of his ratings a little bit. But McLeod, he's pretty good. He's going to be an immediate starter with only 76 speed at tight end, so we'll see how that goes, but that shouldn't really matter in Madden, to be fair. And then Mike Grimes, he's a borderline starter. He'll be like our wide receiver 4. I wish he had hidden dev, but still okay. This is like the most I've ever highlighted 5th and whatever round picks, but it's kind of important. These guys could get playing time. And then I also took Buckner. He's whatever, but he had hidden dev, and then the CPU pick, 2 guys with the same face at similar-ish positions. That's interesting. But yeah, very, very good draft, especially for only having the 22nd pick and no third. Ooh, this was a pretty nice draft class, though. The Browns finally got a quarterback. There were a lot of good receivers, but I mean, we did pretty well, so we'll take it. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. We are gonna be giving Jackson Dart his first chance as the starter. Definitely in a better situation than Russell Wilson is, or was. The team's just more developed around him. We got upgrades on the O-line, tight end, so it's looking solid, looking like he has a shot. On defense, this is a very, very good defense. Really no complaints other than I hope the safeties play better, because they should. But we should have one of the best pass rushes in the league. I forgot to check last year. I wonder if we did have the best pass rush. We might have. You know what? I'm realizing I might have made a mistake. You know how we didn't have a 3rd round pick? I should have just traded Kayvon Thibodeau for a 3rd round pick, because he's not going to produce here. As a 3rd in Madden, you're just not going to see the field. So I'll trade him now. We'll get a 3rd round pick. We'll have 2 this year. We'll send him to the Panthers. That's very possible if he does get traded. He might even get traded in the next day or 2. We'll see. Bit of a yap here, but I was really surprised by the lack of trades in the 1st round. I thought teams would go crazy. They kind of did at the very end, but there weren't that many 1st round trades. And I'm really surprised no players got traded. I guess maybe none of the players that were rumored to be traded were worth 1st round picks, but I thought something would happen. But maybe today, we'll see. But anyways, let's get to the midseason point, and we'll see how this team does. But okay, like I'm sure most of y'all predicted, if you've played Madden franchise before, we're randomly worse this year. I mean, I guess that'll happen if you have a new QB, but our defense just randomly sucks. That's cool. All right, what's happening? Jackson Dart not off to the best start. 8 picks, 10 passing touchdowns. It's whatever. Andrew Thomas, the 91 overall, has allowed 5 sacks in less than 500 snaps. That's cool. This just feels like a forced down year where there isn't much we can do, which, you know, is fair. This is closer to where we should be performing, but just the reason we're bad is kind of weird. Like, our best players are doing the worst, at least some of them. And we have about the same amount of picks as last year. That might be an issue. Overall, though, I think 3 and 4 is fair. The Eagles are only 2 and 5. I don't think that's fair, but let's see. Who are we Actually, I don't know why I went to prospects. Who are we gonna have to re-sign this year? Okay, Wan'Dale Robinson. I might not bring him back. I did set receiver as our focus position. Micah McFadden, I would go, that's a long deal, but 4 years, 24, that's cheap. He takes it. Cordale Flott, he's developed. I don't know, just none of these guys are difference makers. Jermaine Illuminor was bad last year, but it is also kind of bad this year, so I think we'll let him go. Yeah, I don't know. There isn't really anyone I'm crazy about here. I'd rather just gut the team a little bit. Not gut it, but like get rid of some of the players we might not desperately need. So let's hope we get better. Let's hope Andrew Thomas gets a little better. But I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, at least we get a good draft pick, which we might need. So we'll see what happens. Okay, if this isn't the most Madden thing I've ever seen, we're just randomly 6-11 this year after going 10-7 last year and only getting better in the offseason. All right, what happened? It wasn't really Jackson Dart's fault. 3,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, 15 picks. Not even sacked that many times. I mean, the picks were too high, but he's basically a rookie. I'm gonna excuse that. He developed up to an 81. So, I mean, we might have something there. Okay, Tyrone Tracy was awful. 3.4 per carry. All right, I think I found the issue, unfortunately. He's a pretty good overall now. I guess he's only ranked 23, but I think he'll get replaced, unfortunately. I am a big Tyrone Tracy fan. I was in the draft. He was one of my sleepers last year, but didn't do well here. But 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns for Neighbors. 800 for Robinson, 600 for McLeod as a rookie. He did all right, but Illuminor was horrible again. The rest of the line was pretty good, though. Runyon wasn't great, but John Michael Schmitz allowed 0 sacks. That's something. But all right, on defense, 126 tackles for Okereke, 18 TFLs for Burns led the team, and sacks, 12 for Burns, 10 for Lawrence, 8.5 for Lippett, only 3 for Abdul Carter. What? I gave him all the traits. What do you mean? I gave him discipline penalty. I gave him big hitter, finesse moves, power moves, high motor, pass rush linebacker. I gave him everything to try to make him actually play well, and he gets 3 sacks as an 85 overall. I love Madden. Well, let's hope he does better next year, but 4 picks for Adebo, 3 for Okereke, 2 for Holland and Banks. More picks this year, but not from that many players, which is interesting. But all right, MVP goes to Michael Penix. Sure. I feel like he's been winning a lot lately, or at least getting close in a lot of my rebuilds. Russell Wilson got signed by the Saints. Yeah, they would do that. I am very glad for the Saints that they picked Kelvin Banks and not like Shador Sanders or something that would have just delayed the inevitable. I'm glad they made, in my opinion, the right choice. But Puka Nacua, Offensive Player of the Year. Neighbors at 2. Also, McLeod up here again. All right. Hassan Reddick, Defensive Player of the Year in 2026. Good Lord, man. Brian Burns at 4. That's cool. Okereke at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Johnny Boykin for the Saints. McLeod at 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Rick Lippett. So this, I'm not trying to force positivity or anything, but this might have been best case scenario. Jackson Dart was pretty good. We had players that did well. We had a bad record, so we'll have a really high draft pick. We won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's a pretty good outlook. So let's just get straight into the offseason. I wish we didn't lose, or I wish we didn't win those last 2 games right there. Could have gotten an even higher draft pick, but I never know how to view the schedule. I don't know what's wrong with me, but we won 3 of the last 4. We were 3 and something at one point. 3 and 10? I don't know. Yeah, I think 3 and 10. Not great. All right, let's see what kind of weird Super Bowl we have this year. Chargers again? Chargers Falcons. All right, sure. Back-to-back Super Bowl champion LA Chargers. Okay, cool. Awesome. At least it's not like the Chiefs or the Cowboys like it always used to be in Madden 24. At least it's interesting. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm not going to bring him back. He's not interested. Deontay Banks, I'm not going to pick up that 19 mil 5th-year option. I mean, we have the money. I don't know. He had 2 picks this year, but only 1 pass deflection. Look at real-life pass deflection numbers compared to Madden. Like, should I pick up the 5th year? I don't think we need to. No, you know what? I will. We have the money. It's fine. It's okay. We'll let everyone else go, I think. We have options, but let's see what we want to do in free agency. I'm not sure. Okay, really not a lot happening. Romeo Dobbs, that would be interesting, but again, I did set receiver as our focus position. I would want a running back, but I don't think any of these guys are going to do better than Tracy. I would want a right tackle, but I set that as our 2-star focus position. I could sign maybe Titus Howard Howard, how does he do? Looks like he was a backup, maybe. I would go 1 year just so we do something, because I have signed 0 players so far. Just free agency's been horrible so far. Like, who should I sign other than Romeo Dobbs? Like, Dallas Goedert's 31. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Dev trait check? Of course. Tom McLeod has X Factor. I don't know, blocking tight ends just shouldn't have anything higher than star. Who is the last X Factor worthy or even superstar worthy pure blocking tight end? I couldn't tell you, but Trapp has superstar, Neighbors went up to X Factor, and on defense, Lippett went up to superstar, Burns went up to X Factor. We're looking pretty good. Definitely need to still add to the offense, but that's something we can do. So hey, I might just get to the draft. There really isn't anyone I want. I guess Howard would be fine if we do get him, but all right, sure. We're saving our money for when there are actual upgrades to the team, but like there weren't even really any upgrades if we wanted to, other than receiver, which let's get to the draft and let's get a receiver. Although, hold on, I gotta check one thing. Okay, there are really good receivers. Are there good running backs? Maybe Eric Moss. I don't see anyone insane though. Eric Moss looks pretty good, but not great. All right, that's all I wanted to see. Let's get to the draft. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 6. I wish it was a little bit higher, but that's about what I expected. I want Earl Carmichael, obviously. If we don't get him, Thad Bonner looks pretty good. Gotta use some maturity there, I guess. Justin Devan, I've never seen that last name. He looks good. Matt Crowley. I definitely think Bonner looks a little bit better though. If we don't get Carmichael, it's not the end of the world, but I do want him. We'll see. We'll see how, oh God, okay. I was gonna say, we'll see how quick the receivers go. Already one off the board. That doesn't bode well. Well, one more pick. Damn it. All right. The Browns go Carmichael, but I think Bonner is pretty great. Only solid speed, but elite acceleration, A awareness, A deep route, A short route, A catching. I wish he had like a few, at least one more A, or at least not 2 C's, but the A awareness for a deep threat receiver. Is he that good? I like that, but I don't like the only solid speed. That's the problem. I don't know. He looks good enough to take here. I might trade down a little bit, though, because he's not supposed to go until 15. I wonder if, like, the Saints would want to come up. What do they need? Safety, QB, outside linebacker. Okay. They have the Giants QB room. That's something. Yeah, this roster is not great still. There are QBs, though, so I guess we'll trade down and say they're going to take a QB. All right, I'll get a 2 next year and a 5 this year. I don't think they would want to trade down pick or trade away picks this year with how many needs they have. And I won't give them too much of a quarterback tax because I don't think the quarterbacks look all that good, and I don't even know if that's what they're gonna do, but they might. They do go with the QB, Vince Russell. Sure. All right, now I feel a little more comfortable with him here. Thad Bonner, I think he's good. I don't know. I don't really take receivers that look like this that often, but we'll take him. Ranked 8, got him at 9. Great pick. We'll take it. But all right, round 2. Don't know what I want to do here. There are still really good receivers left, so maybe we could have even done something different there, but I mean, I didn't want to risk that. But ooh, Shane Dillinger, first round talent center. I mean, we don't need specifically a center, but we do need O-line, so this kind of seems like an easy decision. I don't really know what else we would do. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Ranked 6, I didn't think he would be that good. I guess I should have looked at him first. Yeah, pretty good player there. We got number 8, number 6. Doing pretty well so far. Oh yeah, and we have 2/3. Let's take another receiver. We do need another. I guess we'll go Evan Allen. He's the youngest out of the 1st to 2nd round talents, it looks like. Probably just gonna have normal dev. Another Ole Miss player. Dillinger was also an Ole Miss center, so I guess in this world, we're just re-adding Jackson Dart's team in a way. I guess I don't know if these guys would have played with him because this would have been 2 years, but who knows. We'll take him though. Ranked 29, got him at 66. Normal dev, that's what I expected. And finally, I don't even know what we really need here, I'm gonna be honest. I could take a running back. Is there like, ooh, there are 2 elite change direction. Both receiving backs though. I mean, for a receiving back, George Preston does look pretty good, but I mean, we have Tyrone Tracy, who was, I think, a college receiver at one point. This guy looks pretty athletic though. B stiff arm. You know what? what? He's already 23. Never mind. I don't want him. Is there a non-receiving back that is athletic? Not really. All right, who has the best power? Someone. I guess Earl Beckham, but he's also 23. I don't know. He looks pretty good. B spin move for a power back. Poor change of direction. Yeah, that's what you want to see. But he ran a 4.50 4.43. He probably sucks, but I'm curious. Yeah, he's not great. All right, I was curious. Okay, I just took a random first to second round talent receiver. There were 2 first to second round talents. 1 slot, 1 physical. I went with the physical because they usually have hidden dev. Slot receivers don't. And that was a pretty good pick. Mike Paxson, picked him at 134, ranked 33. Pretty solid. What a draft. You know what? We pick like 3 picks later. Let's also go D Perkins. Let's just build a loaded receiver group. Why not? Rank 34. Normal dev, like I said, but still, rank 34 got him at 137. Sure. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was pretty good. No 80 pluses this year, but I didn't really expect to get one, to be fair. But Bonner's is 78, Dillinger's is 79. Both are very good. We'll have to see where we want to play Dillinger, like I said. We need a tackle. I guess he technically has a tackle build. I don't know, that's kind of risky. We'll see. But let's see. Evan Allen is solid, but he's not even going to be our 3rd receiver. That's, of course, going to be Mike Paxson because he has hidden dev. But this Earl Beckham guy is solid. Daryl Johnson, I picked him. He's a decent linebacker. Could even get some playing time because he has hidden dev. Did go down 1 overall at middle linebacker, but overall, very, very good draft once again. Only 280 pluses this year, and the Browns got both of them. Earl Carmichael and Eric Moss. Moss went 1 pick before our 2nd round pick. I mean, it's fine because I wanted the center anyways, but still. I guess both of them went right before we picked, right? Yeah. Well, that's tough. At least we got good players. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 3. We're up to an 87 overall. This is a good team. I really have no idea how we're gonna do this year, though. I mean, we were good the first year, pretty terrible last year. I would guess we're gonna be somewhere in the middle this year. I don't know, we should be good. I just don't have a good feeling about it. I don't know why. Maybe because it's it's only 2026. Usually 2027 is the down year. Let me see, where do we rank for overall? At an 87. Okay, the Lions are better. The 49ers are the same overall as us. Are we already the 2nd highest overall team? I guess we are. I didn't realize we were that good already. Yeah, we're tied for 2nd with the 49ers. The Lions are the best roster. All NFC teams, unfortunately, for us. But we are doing very well. So we'll have to see. We should be very good this year. Oh yeah, I also moved Dillinger to right tackle, I guess. Trap's a little short, and like I didn't really know who else to put there. I guess Runyon, but eh. So we'll see how Dillinger does as a rookie. Might not be too great, but we'll hope he is. The defense didn't really change in the offseason at all, though. We mostly focused on the offense for good reason. But all right, y'all know the team. Let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and we will see how we do. But okay, we are only 4-3 at the midseason. Why? Our defense sucks this year. What happened to our defense? It was so good the first year. These last 2, it hasn't been. I was thinking, oh, if we're bad, I'll just switch the offensive playbook because that'll probably be the issue. But no, it isn't. All right, man. What's happening this year? I'm getting ready to trade some players. Jackson Dart is doing well. Tyrone Tracy's doing well. Neighbors and Bonner are doing well. Trap, I guess, could be better, but isn't bad. What's the problem? I don't know. Our stats look good. What's happening? Okay, McFadden in coverage looks like he is really bad. For a linebacker, these are some terrible numbers. Holland at least has a pick. Newbin at least has 3 pass deflections. What's the issue? I don't know. Guess McFadden? But he isn't that bad. You know what? I'll try, what's his name? Daryl Johnson. Sure. We'll see how that goes. But we'll just have to hope we get better on the defensive side of the ball. Ooh, we have some re-signings. Okay, Javon Holland might be a trade candidate here. No picks, 2 pass deflections, 2 picks, 1 pass deflection, 1 pick, 1 pass deflection. I guess that's about what he gets in real life, just more pass breakups. I don't know. Paulson Adebo's been really good. We'll definitely bring him back. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten superstar. John Michael Schmitz has been amazing. I'll go 3 years, 21. Done a lot better than I expected. Ooh, Bobby Okereke. I'll go 3 years, 49-ish. He takes it. Runyon, we'll see. He's done really well, though. All right, we have a tough decision. Do we trade Javon Holland? We might, because he's not interested. Even if I wanted him back, he doesn't want to come back. He's the 5th-ranked free safety. Who's a good team right now that might need a safety? I don't know. Maybe the Bengals, Bills. We could send him back to the Dolphins. All right, we're going to send him to the Bills. We're also going to pick up Curtis Samuel and this Chavez guy because they don't have the cap space, and that saves a lot. Seems like they could easily get out of the cap space situation there, and if they just think about it for 2 seconds. That deal, and then I don't know if Ed Oliver and Deion Dawkins are worth the contracts they're on. I don't know if, like, Grady Jarrett is worth having, and, like, just some interesting backup contracts. I don't know. But all right, no more Javon Holland. We'll need a safety now, but we kind of needed one anyways. So let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how we end up doing. But okay, we end up bouncing back. We go 10-7, and we make the playoffs once again. I was worried after the start of this year. I didn't know if we could get it right, but we did make it back to the playoffs. We had a good offense, and we had a better defense, thankfully. Our offense for yards wasn't all that good, though. We just scored a lot, which is, I guess, fine. That's what you want to do. I wish we put up more yards, though. But Jackson Dart, 3,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, only 8 picks. Very good season. I don't know if he'll ever be quite this good, but I guess you never know. Ooh, Tyrone Tracy, big fall off, but hit 1,000 yards. We still need a running back. I set that as our focus position. I mean, he's up to an 88 overall, 90 with morale, just proof that overall means nothing. But Neighbors, 1,250 yards, 12 touchdowns, 1,000 for Bonner as a rookie. That's a number 2 for offensive rookie of the year type season. But the blocking was solid. Runyon and Trap weren't great, but the rest of the line was fine. And then 111 tackles for Okereke, 16 TFLs for Carter led the team, and sacks. 3 players got at least 10 sacks. 14 for Lawrence, 11 for Burns, 10 for Carter. We'll take it. Oh yeah, how old is Brian Burns at this point? 28, he'll be 29. Okay, that's not too bad. But interceptions, lots of them. 3 for Phillips and Johnson as a rookie in only half a season. I guess I wish we started him for the full year, but 2 for Okereke, Adebo, Banks, and Johnson. Again, look at his numbers compared to someone who's, I don't know, 15 overall higher than him in Javon Holland. He had 2 picks and 4 pass deflections. Holland only had 1 and 1. All right, man, sure. But also a pick for Carter and Newbin. But Josh Allen wins another MVP. No Dart. Josh Jacobs wins NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Parsons. Carter at 5. Lawrence at 7. Thad Bonner does take Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's nice. Paxson at 5. But Defensive Rookie of the Year, did Johnson do enough to win it? Oh, he's all the way down at 5? Okay, well, unlucky. Speaking of unlucky, I feel like we should have done better. We are probably still tied for 2nd in terms of overall, so to only go 10-7. The Lions are 90 now, to be fair, but the Eagles passed us up, so I guess we're tied for 3rd now with a few teams. But still, I just don't know what the issue is. Our offense would be concerning if it wasn't 10th. Is that the issue? It hasn't really been great as a whole. Maybe once we get a better running back in here, it'll be better. We'll see. But we are going to be taking on the Arizona Cardinals in the wild card. They're 3 overall lower than us. We are the better team, but they had the better record. We'll see what happens. We do beat them. Okay, 35-19. That's fair. We were the better team. But now we're going to be taking on the Eagles. It only says they're an 88 overall now. This is a winnable game. They had the 2nd best offense and the best defense. Kind of similar to our offense. They allowed a good amount of yards on defense, but it was still really good. But all right, let's see if we can move on to the conference championship already. I mean, I guess I'm probably only going to do 1 more year. Also, 2 9-8 teams in the divisional and the 8-9 Denver Broncos. Love simulation in this game, but let's see what happens. We unfortunately lose 35-30. That's fair. They were the same overall, but we have some tough decisions to make. Do we want to commit to new playbooks for this final year or keep these? I think our issues on offense are mostly caused by having a running back that had 3.7 yards per carry. Also, the record of the AFC Championship is 500, the win percentage at least. That's fun. That's realistic. But I think I will keep these playbooks as long as we can get a good running back. But all right, we had a more normal Super Bowl this year, Packers versus Ravens. The Packers win at 31-28. Oh yeah, and wait, I want to check out our dev traits. Did we get any good ones? Let's see. Bonner went up to superstar. That's nice. Ooh, Paxson just had superstar, I guess. Yeah, he definitely didn't gain it. Only up to a 77, though. Should we add another receipt? Nah, we're probably fine. We don't really throw to a 3rd anyways. But let's see. Carter went up to X Factor. Ooh, okay. Antonio Johnson went up to star, but he didn't go up a single overall. He regressed at 25? What? All right, maybe I need to raise my safety XP sliders. I don't know. XP sliders are tough because if you raise freeze them, it makes the higher overall players get better, but it doesn't make the players that actually play well develop more. I mean, barely, but it does both. I wish there was like a stat to XP slider, like more development for doing well. Or I just wish players played like their overall so we didn't have to worry about this. Maybe that's a crazy concept though, because I don't know how our 74 overall safety did better than our 89 overall safety. Like, I don't know. But all right, we have the 5th year option from Malik Neighbors. We'll obviously pick that up. Antonio Johnson, I'll resign. 3 years, 10. That's super cheap. Don't know if we'll start him next year because I don't know if I trust him to repeat that, but we'll see. Runyon, I'll let go. Everyone else, I think I'll let go. I'll resign this Mike Duggan guy. He was like an 86 overall UDFA punter, so sure. But all right, possibly our last free agent class of the rebuild. Let's hope there are good players finally. No? What do you mean? Where are all the good players? Is nobody gonna hit free agency? Maybe if we go one more year, we'll have some good free agents, but we don't really need any of these guys. All right, let me check one thing. Running back draft class, how good is it? Okay, there is a top 5 talent, Taylor Adams, but should we just trade for a running back? Maybe, because A, they will actually play well, unlike Taylor Adams probably, even though he's a good overall, it looks like. And B, we would have to trade up to get Adams anyways, so let's trade for a running back. We might even do a running back for running back swap. I never really do that, because that doesn't really happen too much, but it'd be interesting. Okay, Ashton Genty has had 3 1,000-yard years, one with 1,300, one with 1,400, but he still has normal development. All right, cool. I would have given him higher than normal, but Madden doesn't let you give dev traits outside of franchise for some reason when you're creating players. But all right, that goes through. We are going to be giving our 2nd round pick and Tyrone Tracy for Josh Jacobs. Almost 30 at this point. He is 29. Would be 30 at this point in real life because we're a year behind in franchise technically, but whatever. We get our running back. Had to overpay. I don't know if a second for... I mean, he did really well, but he is almost 30 as a running back, so I don't know. That's probably fine. We'll take it. But all right, in possibly our final draft of the rebuild, we pick at 26. I don't know what I want to do this year necessarily. There aren't great safeties that are going to be available. That's something I would look at. We do need a lineman. Maybe I should have focus scouted one of them, but I can usually tell if they're good. Let's see who's available at 26. Can't trade up. We don't have a 2nd round pick. There are good running backs. Not that we need one anymore, but okay, there's Zaire Cannon. He's a 1st to 2nd rounder. We would be moving him to safety. I don't know if that would work out too great. I think we should just go with a lineman. Let's see. Molden has elite strength, elite change direction. Not that great a ratings, but he looks pretty good. Doyle looks good. He's good strength. He should maybe be the pick. We'll see. No, I'll go Molden. Has a few A's, elite strength. The only thing with Doyle is he doesn't have good impact blocking, but I don't know, good strength for a pass protector lineman is pretty rare. I'll still go Molden though. I like the elite strength. We'll take him. Either, I think both are good. Ooh, okay, maybe not. Maybe Doyle was better. Ranked 49 for Molden. That's not great. Oh well, he'll start. Wait, we still have 2 seconds? Do I remember what these were from? No, because we traded. Oh, this was from when we traded down and then maybe our original 2nd. Yeah, I forgot we had any at all, I'm not gonna lie. Let me see, where did Doyle go? He went at 45. Okay, he was probably the better lineman, but let me see. I'll go Stephen Hyde. He looks solid. I feel like there would be a better lineman than him. Maybe Alex Escobar. I don't know, none of them look that great anymore. Richardson could be good. I'll go Escobar, we'll see. Ranked 55, got him at 55, sure. And then last pick, let's go with Niles Kendricks out of UCLA. Solid safety, ranked 65, about what I expected. Definitely not our best draft ever, but we got some necessary pieces, I guess. But all right, here's how we did in our final draft. It was solid. I'm scared to see what Doyle's overall was, but Molden is fine, Escobar's fine, Kendricks is fine. We might have gotten 2 starters here. I also took another receiver. I don't know why. He's good at least, but the CPU didn't really do anything at all, so that's about usually what happens. But how good was Doyle? Ooh, okay, well, I guess we couldn't have gotten Adams anyways. He was an 85 overall. He went at number 8, so I guess I'm glad we didn't commit to that. He really didn't look that great. I guess he's just really fast. But, oh, okay, Doyle's only a 76. All right, he's only 1 overall better. There really wasn't a good guard at all this year when we needed it. I guess the best was Davidson, but he went in the 1st. Well, I guess we took Molden in the 1st, but whatever. He's not too much worse. That's fine. line. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final year. We're up to an 89 overall, 91 offense, 87 defense. I gotta see, are we the highest overall team? The Lions are still a 90. The Eagles are a 91. The Chiefs are also a 90, so I guess we're tied for fourth with the 49ers, but we're up there. Could be worse. And we could end up being the highest overall team by the end of the year. We'll see. But either way, we have a good roster. We should do pretty well. We do have a couple holes on the roster still, like safety is mostly the one I'm worried about. We could start Kendricks, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. If he sucks, we'll put Johnson in. But all right, I think that's all the team breakdown we need to do. Y'all know the team by this point, so let's get straight to the end of year 4 and we'll see what happens. But okay, we do make the playoffs in the final year. It was looking a little scary at the midseason. We had not the best defense this year. It was even worse at the midseason, so it did get better, thankfully, but not a whole lot better. Jackson Dart, 4,100 yards, 38 touchdowns, 9 picks. Very good season. Josh Jacobs, he had 6.7 yards per carry at the midseason. Definitely cooled off, but still 5.4. 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. Neighbors, 1,650 yards, 20 touchdowns, 900 for Bonner. But the blocking, Andrew Thomas was terrible. Our best lineman, of course, but the rest of the line was good. Okereke, 109 tackles of the team. TFL's 16 for Lawrence, but sacks, 9.5 for Burns, 8 for Carter, 5.5 for Lawrence. That's it. But interceptions, 3 for Debo, 2 for Johnson and Phillips, and then 1 for a couple players. We had 0 at the midseason, by the way. Did Josh Allen win every MVP? I think he did. Why? Jackson Dart at 7. I'm shocked Jalen Hurts didn't win one because, you know, he's a division rival of us, but Josh Allen, why? I don't think I've ever seen that before. But Neighbors wins Offensive Player of the Year, Jacobs at 4, Dart at 10. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson, and then I don't think we're gonna have any rookies, but we'll take Offensive Player of the Year. That's cool. But yeah, we were pretty good this year, but we absolutely should have been better. Should I change the defensive playbook? I might. I'm gonna try the Raiders. I feel like the Raiders defensive playbook is good sometimes. It might be risky, but I mean, our defense was bad anyways, so I don't know. They did have a lot of sacks, so we'll see. But we are going to be taking on the 49ers in the wild card. Oh yeah, I got to check. Where do we rank for overall now? Okay, the Lions are a 91, so we are not the highest, but the Eagles are a 90. Same with the Chiefs, so it looks like we are tied for second. I thought there were 2 91s. Did one team go down? Or maybe not. I don't know. Either way, we're tied for second. We've built the Giants into a very good team here, so we should be able to win this game. Can we beat the 49ers and move on to the divisional? No, you hate to see it.